Lando Norris ignited his F1 World Title challenge after taking 10 points out of Max Verstappen lead by finishing second with his twice penalised Red Bull rival 6 in the Mexico Grand Prix dominated by Ferrari's Carlos Sainz. On the second successive contentious Sunday in F1's title battle, as two protagonists squabbled and the stewards intervened, Verstappen was given a pair of 10-second penalties for quick-fire incidents with Norris on a chaotic 10th lap of the race. Norris branded his Red Bull rival driving during that lap as dangerous. Verstappen was found to have forced Norris off the track at turn 4 in the first clash and then have gained an unfair advantage by running wide 3 corners later in the second with a combined 20 seconds action, dropping the Red Bull driver out of third place and down the order when he served the penalty. The championship leader briefly was out of the points, although recovered to 6th. He made no further progress as his Red Bull struggled with tyre wear and another difficult day for the world champs, with Norris taking over third and then passing Leclerc in a late charge which denied Ferrari successive 1-2s. The McLaren driver closed down Verstappen's title lead to 47 points with 4 race weekends of the season still to go, with the Sao Paulo Grand Prix and its sprint event next up next week. Pole Sitter Sainz had originally lost the lead at the start to Verstappen, which saw Ferrari's Yuki Tsunoda crash out after a tangle with Alex Albon on the longest run to the turn 1 of the season. But after a 6-lap safety car phase, Sainz underlined Ferrari's expected superiority, breezing past Verstappen down the main straight at the start of lap 9, with Norris then getting on the Red Bull's tail lap later, but the Dutchman causing press controversy. Mounting a late charge for the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari now have usurped Red Bull for second place in standings and closed McLaren's lead to 29 points. Red Bull's woes were compounded with another miserable day for Sergio Perez. While a home Mexican favourite received a 5-second penalty from his 18th place grid spot and then sustaining car damage in a clash with Liam Lawson, who drives for the sister team RB in contention to take the seat for 2025. Perez finished last of the classified runners in 17th, and a late pit stop for fresh tyres to go for the fastest lap was in vain. Lewis Hamilton took 4th after winning an entertaining ding-dong battle with George Russell, which had run for most of the race. However, the Brit finished over 40 seconds behind Sainz to underline how poor Mercedes can be. And Russell running that car all the way back from Miami when it was introduced. Despite the Mercedes late race duel, Verstappen was able to make any impression on them and ultimately finished 10 seconds behind Russell. The first 2 legs of F1's American triple header has been dominated by contentious wheel-to-wheel moments between the title rivals, and as the biggest prize kind of looms large in the view, McLaren being left dismayed by the podium losing penalty handed to Norris in Sunday's Grand Prix in America, so much that they had a right review dismissed. It took 10 laps for the debate to be spectacularly reopened once more on Sunday, although Verstappen had made a dream start to the race from second by overtaking Sainz down the inside towards turn 1, with Norris unable to follow through from third. The World Championship stay at the front lasted just 3 laps beyond the Tsunoda-triggered safety car. Norris then sensed his own chance, and 1 lap later McLaren arrived large in the Red Bull's mirrors and they hurtled down straight from turn 3 in a near carbon copy of his attempted overtake onto Austin's turn 12 last week. Norris attacked the outside of the Red Bull into left-hand turn 4 and this time crucially clearly edged ahead of his title rivals' front wheels as they reached the corner apex. But as the Briton started to turn and Verstappen kept his foot in on the inside in a bid to hold position, and the inevitable happened. Norris was crowded out of the outside and left with little choice to turn right and go across the grass to avoid a collision. With the McLaren car now through the next series of corners, Verstappen attempted to reclaim the place before running out outside intervention and steamed down the inside into turn 7. Both were unable to slow down and they went wide, with Norris once more joining ahead. I was ahead the whole way through the corner, said an unhappy Norris. This guy is dangerous. It's the same as last time. I'll be in the wall in a minute. Martin Brundle said, "I'm sorry, Max, that was outrageous." Of the turn 7 move. The stewards briefly launched an investigation and very quickly awarded him 2 10-second penalties, which Max found quite funny on the radio. Verstappen ran ahead of Norris all the way to his lap 26 stop before dropping to 13th. Red Bull having to serve the whole penalty before they could change the tyres. And one of the midfield runners he came out behind proved easy enough to overtake on fresh tyres. Verstappen made no impression on the top 5 longer than the second stint they were on. Norris compounded Verstappen's frustration when he caught and overtook Ferrari's Leclerc for the second lap on 63. Ferrari's driver ultimately doing well to avoid crashing the barriers after losing it on the wrong final corner. Norris said afterwards, "I respect Max a lot. And I look forward to having good battles with him. It makes me smile and it's why I love racing, but things today was a bit too far," is what he said. But moving back to the race winner Sainz, who's been in supreme form all weekend and did so securing his 4th overall win, and it looked in little doubt from the moment he passed Verstappen. Although Leclerc benefited from the Verstappen-Norris squabbles, his teammate didn't. He was ahead the whole way. For Sainz, who finished second to the Leclerc last week in Austin, this was particularly poignant. Of course, probably his last Ferrari win before he leaves the team to join Williams next year. He said, I really wanted that one. Wanted one more win for Ferrari. Now he's got 4 more races to enjoy it. Behind the top 6, it was another great day for Haas with Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg getting double points. And they've now moved 6 points, 10 points clear over RB in 6th in the Constructors. After joining Perez and dropping out of Q1 after a costly Saturday sprint, Oscar Piastri raced back to 8th in the second McLaren to give the Woking team potentially 4 handy points. And Pierre Gasly capped a fine weekend to score a point to move them within 3 of 8th place Williams. And before I go, let me run you through the classification from the race. Sainz coming out on top. What a drive from him. Absolutely mighty all weekend. Norris second. In the end, he'll probably take it. Obviously had a pretty chaotic way to get there. Leclerc third. Probably disappointed he couldn't get second. McLaren just seemed to have the pace at the end, and Sainz just built up that margin, didn't he? Hamilton and Russell, I think, probably maximised the results. Hamilton will be pleased to finish ahead of Russell, although obviously on no respect you'd expect that to be quicker. It didn't really look like it, did it? Verstappen 6, for me his driving was just out of order today. 6, he'll probably consider it fortunate because he didn't lose that much ground to Norris. Not the best from Max today, I think he'll be honest and admit that probably deep down. But for Haas, a great day for them, double points, and they're looking like serious points finishers. I wonder what Hülkenberg's thinking about that move to kick Sauber now. Piastri 8's good recovery from him, you probably have to say. Probably disappointed not to get ahead of Magnussen, but still. Gasly, great job for him to get points in that car. Stroll will be disappointed to miss out. He had a good drive today. Colapinto coming through the field as well. And then Ocon, just never really recovered from poor qualifying yesterday, did he? The kick Saubers were more in the mix today. Lawson and Perez always kind of ruined each other's race, and you can tell that's going to be a deeply personal battle based on what's going to happen. Hugely unlucky for Albon and Tsunoda as I was looking forward to seeing what they could do. And Alonso just not really having much luck this year, is he?
That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.